Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 Game of Thrones roleplay series following Lord Tion Dayne, the Sword of the Morning. And there have been some developments since that last episode, developments which we will get to in just a moment. But let's take a look at this event first. I feel the vibration through my hands as my blade meets the training dummy. Like a dance, I move through the forms, each strike and mock parry, a step in the deadly ballet. I feel the sweat on my brow and the ache in my muscles. I feel alive. As I finish my routine, proud of my work, and look around the training yard at the men performing their own routines. They are slow, clumsy. To my surprise, I feel my pride evaporate. I look down at the hilt in my hand. What is the point of all this training if I'm the only one who truly understands it? What's more, I have a dragon at my disposal. I may be a demon on the battlefield, but on the back of Grey Ghost, I am a god. I can't help but wonder why I even bother with this. We get a couple options from this event. One of it, it does give us the Aspiring Blade Master trait. If we take this first option, we can lose the Aspiring Blade Master trait, but we gain 100 Dragon Training experience, which would be pretty nice because that would actually put us all the way to level 3 automatically, which would be nice. But I think that there is a more fitting option here, and that is, why not train with the Blade from Dragonback? You will train with Grey Ghost as your mount, attempting to create a new style of mounted combat. Now, this seems like it would be difficult to fight with a sword from Dragonback, but, you know, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be a Sword of the Morning with this massive greatsword that, you know, our house calls our own. So I think that we're going to take this option. It does give us some dragon training experience and some Blade Master experience, so I think it's kind of the best of both worlds, and it also is just the more fitting roleplay decision. So that's what we're going to go with there. Now, what is the development that has happened? We have been insulted. And who is it who has insulted us? Not just us, but our family. You know, our dynasty has been insulted. And we have been insulted by the Prince of Dorne himself. If you take a look at Prince Qoren here, you'll notice that he has another son who is older than our son. Well, who is this? Prince Aenys, a legitimized bastard here who has supplanted our daughter's trueborn son, Prince Qoren, as the heir. And who is his mother? A lowborn woman. Prince Qoren has put his bastard son by a lowborn woman ahead of our daughter's trueborn son as the heir to the Prince of Dorne. This, I don't want to understate how big of an insult this would be. Not only does it, not only is it a direct insult to our daughter, to our grandson here, but it's a direct insult to us simply through the fact that he would, position the child of a lowborn here ahead of a trueborn son from, from the family Dayne. This cannot stand, and we do have an interesting option here that you can see. We can request divorce, and it will actually be accepted. The High Septon will accept this, and I think that we're going to go with this option because we can't let this insult stand. So we are going to accept this option. Now, this is going to provide us with some interesting possibilities here, because I was fully ready to play this campaign with, playing as a loyal vassal of Prince Qoren here. And, using our dragon to protect Dorne from the Iron Throne. Maybe in our next character, Lord Edric here, or Aaron Dayne, potentially then we might try to do some, like, independence type stuff or things like that. Well, I mean, things are changing a little bit now, because if you've been insulted by your liege, like we have, you could certainly make a case for having a little bit of, if he's not going to honor his commitments to our family, then why should we honor our commitments to his family? We are certainly, one might imagine that Lord Tion here is a prideful man. He's just, he's brave, but, he has a strong sense of justice, and we have just been insulted. So I think that's fitting. You also notice I gave us a personal coat of arms here. It's just the House Dayne symbol on a scaled background, which I think, is kind of cool. But yeah, I think that we are going to go through with this. So there we go. We are raising our second son's child as our reward. After much prayer and deliberation, I have decided to grant your request to divorce Ashara and their husband Qoren on grounds of suspected adultery. Indeed, suspected adultery. I mean, even though this child was born before Doran married our daughter, one might imagine that he's, been continuing such things for a while, and we could probably even find that out if we send Bella Blackbun over here to Sunspear to go and search for secrets, which we will do. But yeah, we are going to do that, and now we are going to we're going to go and pick up our daughter. I imagine we fly Grey Ghost over here, and we're going to bring our daughter and our grandson back home. So yeah, no longer allied with Prince Doran. This allows us a lot more options to potentially act against him through, potentially doing a claimant faction for Qoren here. I'm tempted just to start this and just see if anybody's going to be willing to join it. I don't know how well beloved Prince Qoren is here, but yeah, like what game is he playing at with his alliance here with King Viserys of the Iron Throne, but then insulting us like that? I don't know. Maybe some of you guys in the comments down below might have a better, might have some inkling as to what Prince Qoren might be doing here. We know he's deceitful. We know he's patient. He's an intelligent man, but yeah, there's certainly some interesting things going on here. We're getting some marriage proposals here. But I want to hold off. I'm going to decline this because I want to hold off because I want to try to get a marriage. I want to get an alliance with Daemon here. Now, once we've been insulted by Dorne like this, we need to, we're going to need to look for allies. And, not only that, but we need to find a way to act against Qoren here without directly acting against him. Because technically, we swore oaths of fealty, which we can hold true to for now. But I think we need to show our displeasure with Prince Qoren. And one way to do that is by, helping out his enemy, King Daemon here. So we're not directly acting against Qoren because he's not directly fighting Daemon here. But there was, an arrangement between the Triarchy and Dorne against Daemon earlier. That seems to have broken down. But yeah, if we can somehow get an alliance with Daemon now, unfortunately, despite the fact that his daughter here, Lyanne, is betrothed to our grandson, Aaron Dayne, that isn't enough to actually allow us to do an alliance. For some reason, grandson marriages or grandchild marriages are not considered close enough to get an alliance. So we're gonna have to hope that his wife, Queen Rhaenyra, has a son here, and then we can kind of gimmick an alliance. I don't really want to do this, but we can kind of gimmick an alliance by marrying or betrothing Ashara to potentially another son of Daemon. So it's the only way that we can really get an alliance with him through normal means. I've looked into other ways, through console commands and whatnot like that. But unfortunately, it just doesn't seem like anything's really feasible for that. So we're just going to have to hope. I mean, and Lena is pregnant here. So we just got to hope that it's a son, and then we can get that alliance that we need. I won't really consider it to be like, if we do this, I'll probably end up breaking the betrothal eventually, just because it's more for the mechanical aspect of things than actually betrothing our 17-year-old daughter to Daemon's newborn child. It's literally the only way that we can get an alliance with Daemon. So today I'm observing Lord Joshua as he trains some new levies. Who is this guy? Lord Joshua of Scattering Sands. Okay. Teach him what I know about command. Yeah, all right. Let's just take care of that. What do we have here? Okay, we're gonna ally with our son. as well. Qoren seems to be trying to win us over by bestowing royal favor. I actually want to leave his council as well. You know, we got to spurn this guy as much as possible here, so that's what we're going to do. So yeah, we got to hope that Queen Rhaenyra here has a daughter. You'll actually notice that her brother Rhaenyra has died. He was killed while using his dragon in a siege. Poor Rhaenyra. That also means that his dragon here, Sea Smoke, is going to be a wild dragon, I believe. Yeah, he is a wild dragon because Velaryon isn't a dragon riding family and they don't have a dragon pit. So Sea Smoke is now wild, which means potentially, you know, our son Edric could try to tame him or bond with him. Pretty sure he would fail, but it is technically he could try. I don't think it would work out very well for him, but it is what it is. I mean, he could give it a shot. We are not going to join your council, Prince Qoren. We're mad at you. I did set him as our rival as well from that because I think that's pretty fitting that we would consider him a rival after that insult. Maybe we'll make peace with him eventually, but we'll see. He literally put a bastard from a lowborn ahead of our grandson here. Not gonna let it stand. It doesn't look. Did our claimant faction just go away for whatever reason? We'll see if this sticks around. Oh, it's not. Weird. Oh well. I'm more concerned with getting this alliance with Daemon, and part of that is so that we can actually help Daemon deal with the Triarch here, because as you can see, he's really been struggling to get this war done. So we'll help Daemon out if we can, and that will give us a strong ally in whatever we decide to do. Is Qoren going to actually, is he trying something, with Viserys here to act against us eventually? Maybe he sent us there to get that dragon. He wants to turn us into Viserys in order to, curry favor with the Iron Throne. Who knows what Qoren's plan is, but either way, the most popular topic of conversation in court is ever changing, but one recent trend has been the discussion of my notable skill as a military commander and what the secret to my success is. I can use this natural curiosity to bolster my reputation, but first I must decide what to attribute my success to. My courage inspires my troops to stand and fight. I am ever vigilant, waiting for my chance. No, I think it's our courage, right? Unshakable reputation. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's see. We got we finished Violet Rift over here. So we are going to keep this barony because, roleplay wise, we could pretend this little thing here is actually the dragon. Maybe, but yeah, roleplay wise, Violet Rift is where we keep our dragon. So we're going to keep that one, which means we have to give one away since we're over our holding limit. Probably going to give away Sun's Edge here. And I mean, the first person it suggests here is Sir Darren Blackshield. And I think this makes a lot of sense. He is Stone Dornish. He does already have a son, Kael Blackshield, who's got some good traits as well. He served us good as our seneschal. He knows the area. He's from the area. I think it's only fit. I think it's very fitting that we would give him this title here. I do want to still keep Shining Sands because I want to, build some buildings and whatnot here. But yeah, that's a well deserved here, Lord Darren of Sun's Edge. So there we go. We've learned Roland Ristling's lover secret. Well, we need more secrets than that. Go and find us something that we can use against Prince Qoren here. So yeah, let's let time pass. Let's see, how pregnant is just 7 months? So we just got a few more months left before we determine if we can actually get this alliance with Daemon here. Ooh, and look at this. Leanne here has actually hatched her dragon egg. Azantes, who is a male dragon, which is unfortunate. But look at him. He's kind of adorable, actually, isn't he? Oh, and look at this. Skittish. Ooh, okay. So he's a skittish dragon. That's kind of funny. I was really hoping it'd be a female dragon, but you know, it's still pretty cool to have a dragon here, and it does say assumed, so I don't really know what that implies. Dragon gender: the Maesters of the Citadel have long debated the true nature of dragons. Some believing that they change as needed between male and female. Others believing them to have no particular gender at all. Historically, dragons that have been observed to lay eggs have been referred to as female, though some that are known as female have not done so. Regardless, the conventions of men hold that dragons are indeed distinguished by their sex, and so they are referred to as such until either rider or a clutch state otherwise. So there it is. Who knows? Maybe it will actually be able to bring forth dragon eggs, but I guess we'll see later on here. Now, we all have to cross our fingers and hope that Rhaenyra has a son here so we can gimmick our way into an alliance. But in the meantime, we are challenged. I'm sparring with one of my soldiers, sweat beading on my forehead, when I experience the uncanny sensation of being watched. Looking over my shoulder, I spot my friend Alan, who waves at me. I walk over and greet him. We talk about our weapon practice for a while, trading tricks and advice. Just as I'm about to leave for another round, Alan's face lights up and suggests we practice together. Obviously, challenge accepted. You got a 2% chance of winning, Alan, so good luck. The sounds of the sword clashing against sword echoes between the courtyard walls. All eyes are on us. Everyone wants to see their lord fighting his friend. The crowd applauds as I lunge, and their admiration makes me bold. Instead of pulling back, I attempt a new technique I've been practicing. The movements flow through me and into my sword as if we were one. Alan is defenseless before me. Cut off his head! No, I'm kidding. Let's end it here. Well fought, Alan. You're more of a bowman than a swordsman, so... understandable. Oh, and look at this. His wife is pregnant, so yeah, good for him. How about Lymond here? Lymond, he had a daughter here, which is good. Robert Strongarm, no children yet. Ricaris, no children yet either. But I'm sure they will have some in time. So let's yes. All right, there we go. Prince Aelor here. So, like I said, the only way we can potentially get an alliance with Daemon is by making this betrothal. And it doesn't make sense from a roleplay perspective. I know that. But the fact is, like, we should be able to have an alliance with Daemon, considering our eventual heir, the heir of our heir, is, betrothed to his granddaughter, or betrothed to his daughter. So, I don't know, from a roleplay perspective, it makes sense that we could ally with Daemon, but from a mechanical perspective, this is literally the only way that we can do it. So, I'm going to do it because I want to make things interesting. I want to use our dragon in battle. So, like, this is the best way to do it. And so we can now offer to join this war here against the Triarchy, and hopefully actually use our dragon here. Not to mention the fact that Daemon's been fighting this war for literally forever. Let's just let this be done with. Ooh, my friend Ricaris hurries excitedly to greet me as I enter court. My friend, you have never quite felt like a full stone Dornish man, have you? I believe that many years ago. Oh my god, this is so cool. Oh man, this is perfect. Let me finish reading this event and I'm going to explain why this is perfect. Some people, I believe that many years ago you hailed from a mystical land far from here. Some people may find this to be a little far-fetched and it would take some effort to prove it to be true, but there's strong groundwork there to make you a living legend. Excellent work, Lord Tion of the Torrentine Odyssey Legend Seed. We're definitely going to take this. Let me explain this. This is a perfect segue into one of the most interesting theories related to House Dayne. I'm not going to say I necessarily believe this theory to be true from like what George R. R. Martin considers to be true, but it's probably the most interesting theory about House Dayne. So, according to this theory, uh, this is an explanation for why House Dayne has some of these Valyrian-esque features, and that is that these features stem from the ancient past when the ancestors of House Dayne had a relation to something called the Great Empire of the Dawn. Now, the Great Empire of the Dawn is an ancient, almost mythological or legendary civilization that was based, I believe, in the area of Yi, and that is, I mean, Yi was the successor state to the Great Empire of the Dawn. Now, there are some really interesting connections between the Great Empire of the Dawn and the Valyrians, and that is through one of the dreams that Daenerys Targaryen has. In this dream, she sees I believe it's like a row of people, and they're all dressed in regal raiment, and they have, Valyrian colored hair and features, and they have these like gemstone colored eyes. So, like amethyst colored eyes and tourmaline colored eyes and turquoise colored eyes and things like that. But they're all dressed in regal raiment. So, you might think that maybe those were just her ancestors from Valyria, but the Valyrians didn't have royalty. They didn't have, they were an oligarchy. There were a collection of various noble families. There was no king or queen of Valyria. So regal raiments doesn't necessarily make sense for Valyrians. Whereas the Great Empire of the Dawn was said to be ruled by, things like the Tourmaline Emperor, the Amethyst Emperor. And so there's a lot of speculation that these ancestors of Daenerys she wasn't seeing her Valyrian ancestor. She was going even further back to the Great Empire of the Dawn. And the suggestion here is that the rulers, or at least some of the people in the Great Empire of the Dawn, had the Valyrian features, potentially were the ones who ended up populating Valyria. And then potentially those same ancestors, those same people, also came to Westeros, and that could explain not only the Dane coloring, but also the fact that House Hightower also, which is another ancient house, who does often have different kind of colored features from some others, such as their silver white hair and things like that. Not only that, but there's a connection with the Hightowers and the base of their ancient tower, which is made of this oily black stone. That same oily black stone has kind of connections to the Great Empire of the Dawn and all these kinds of things. So, long story short, you should go and look up this theory for yourself because it's really fascinating. But the fact that, our court chronicler, Sir Ricaris here, comes into us with a legend seed saying that, our family may have come from a distant land, that's like too perfect. And honestly, I think, what a perfect segue to lead into this really interesting theory related to the Great Empire of the Dawn and House Dayne and also the Valyrians and stuff. And that could potentially explain why Lord Tion was able to tame a dragon, because if he does descend from these rulers or these great families from the Great Empire of the Dawn, yeah, you know what? Maybe he's got something special about his blood as well. So, pretty interesting theory. I highly suggest you go and look it up yourself. Do I necessarily believe that this is what George R. R. Martin thinks is true? I don't know. George R. R. Martin likes to really play with our expectations in a lot of, ways that some people might find unsatisfying. But I kind of appreciate the fact that he doesn't just always make every, it's like, he kind of leaves the implication that, oh, maybe there is something more going on with House Dayne. But I kind of get that, like, you don't just want to have, like, everything being super special all the time, right? Like, sometimes you can kind of subvert expectations in a cool way. Like I said, I don't know whether I believe this is true or not, but I do think that it is one of the most interesting theories relating to House Dayne. So go and look up the Great Empire of the Dawn yourselves, and I think you will also find this to be a very interesting theory. And just the fact that our legend seed relates to that, oh, that's so cool. And not only that, but you know, potentially that what? Look at this. Okay, it says Lord Tion once traveled far, but we're gonna say this is once traveled all the way to Yeti and back again. Well, you know, this is, we're gonna pretend here, we're gonna assume that he means the family, you know, that once House Dayne once hailed from Yeti. Oh, that's it. Literally is just setting up this whole Empire of the Dawn thing like perfectly here, because like I said, the Empire of the Dawn was the precursor state to Yeti. Now we know that the people from Yeti don't look like Valyrians, or at least we're pretty sure that they don't. But there's nothing to say that their rulers looked exactly the same as the common people of that land. So yeah, really interesting theories here. This works out way, 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 way too perfectly, and is frankly pretty awesome here. We don't need him to search for any more legends. We probably will create this legend at some point here, but we don't have the money for it yet. So in any case, yeah, that was awesome. That is so cool. In any case, we're going to go and help Daemon here with his war. I would really love to go and use our dragon in battle. So we are going to lead our army, and we're going to hope for the best. We continue our bonding with Grey Ghost here. So that is pretty good. And yeah, we'll see if we can get ourselves into an actual, you know, like use our dragon in battle. One can only hope here. So yeah, we're gonna bring our armies here. And not only that, but also we just want to go and help Daemon finish this war, because he's been fighting it forever. How many years have you been trying to defeat the triarchy here? I was about to say, how many years have you been trying to defeat the patriarch here? The ultimate feminist, King Daemon. Yeah, right. But yeah, I think that he needs a little bit of help, so we'll give it to him here. Can we oh, okay. Bella is still looking for secrets here. Are we gonna be able to get him? Oh, we might be able to get him in time. Yeah, look at this. Let's see. Will we actually end up using our dragon in battle? I hope so. Oh, look at this. We just crushing his army. Our knight. Oh, ooh, a mad charge. My grip on Grey Ghost's reins tightens as we swoop near to the battle unfolding at Bleeding Bay. His flames slice through the enemy lines, rending Elezo's troops like tender mutton. With a chortle, he lands atop a cluster of soldiers, swiping away a few fleeing bodies with his bright white tail. As the gore of the enemy surrounds us and men flee before our might, I see Mavrolo snaking through the fleeing men straight towards us. He thinks us too slow, but with a curve of my thighs, Grey Ghost turns and bites right through his torso, leaving his bloody legs to fall through the ground lifeless. What a madman Mavrolo was. But it didn't work out for him. All will tremble before us. Grey Ghost has greatly helped your side in battle. You gain minor dragon's combat action for 10 days. That is so cool. I'm so glad we actually got that dragon event. And Lord Lyman here is going, yeah, hell yeah, Lyman. Getting some action here as well. Let's take a look at the events of that battle. Grey Ghost devoured Mavrolo. Oh dear, poor Mavrolo here. Look at this. Lyman maimed Corso Vistan, and he wounded Morgo Drahar here as well. So well done, Lyman here, making a name for himself in these battles. We're gonna chase down the enemy army here. Oh no. The clang of weapons and excited cheers draws me to blah blah blah. I mean, this doesn't quite make sense because we're not at home. What? apparently she was fighting and dedicates a battle to us. Abandon this foolish endeavor immediately. I mean, she's our son's lover. Although, yeah, no, we're too honorable for this. Abandon this foolish endeavor immediately. It just doesn't make sense that we would be intrigued by this. I mean, she is a beautiful woman and a seductress, but yeah. Oh, and look at that. It just absolutely crushed the enemy army here. Look at the details from that. Like, nobody survives. Captured some of the enemy as well here. Anybody worth a magister? I mean, can we ransom you? Yeah, only 36, but we'll do it anyways because the money could be useful. Now, Daemon is going to... It looks like he's sieging down Tyrosh, but I think the smart play is actually to head over here and siege down the capital of the kingdom. So that's what we're going to do. Hey, and look at that. Now we can start our legend, but we just don't have enough money to start the legend here. So just the fact that we have that legend seed is cool enough. So we're going to head over here. We're going to siege down the capital of the Triarchy here. First, we got to defeat his tiny little army that he has summoned up. Oh, well, there you go. Oh, and we've captured Magister Servilio of Lys. Can we ransom you? Oh, yeah, for a lot of money, too. Let's definitely do that. There we go. Got some money from there. And now we just got to let this siege roll through, which should hopefully, if we're lucky, give Daemon enough of a boost to the war score to actually win this war. So that's the hope anyways. And that's going to give us a really strong ally here for whatever we decide we want to do in the future. So we got some armies running around here. I'm not too worried because we do have Gregos. We've used them in battle, and you know, we've proven that we are a true dragon rider. I'm sure even Daemon, you know, might be impressed by that. And so yeah, this all kind of... Oh, and he's our friend now because we helped him out in this war. I mean, Lord Tion and Lord Daemon being friends is an interesting prospect considering our traits, but you know what? Let's it is what it is. It's like I said, I don't know. I think this is I think it does make sense that we would you know, pull this off. This is our way of kind of acting out against Prince Qoren without directly acting out against Prince Qoren here. And look at this. While performing her duties as spy master, Bella has uncovered a secret held by my rival, Prince Qoren. He has taken Nicolette, a commoner, from Dorne. He has been just messing around with commoners this whole time. How many times did he cheat on our daughter, Ashara the Sword's daughter? That's such a freaking cool nickname. Jeez, that is an epic nickname for our daughter here. She is ill, but what an epic nickname. But yeah, Prince Qoren has been, you know, he was cheating on our daughter, presumably. This is useful to know. You know what? We're going to expose this. We're not going to blackmail him because we're too honorable for that, but we are going to expose this lover secret. And yeah, look, the man is a known fornicator, sleeping with commoners and whatnot. Just horrible. There's no honor in Prince Qoren, obviously. There we go. We've sieged it down. 100% war score here. Can we potentially do a ransom here? Let's let us see. Oh, well, we got the money back. Now we got to go and siege one more thing. I still think it was worth it just to get that money. To the implacable Tion, Queen Rhaenyra, the smoldering flame. Queen Rhaenyra? Viserys? Committed suicide? Oh my god. What? Wow. What the heck? Why did he do this? You know what? Maybe it was because of his sickness. You know, I was imagining that, like, just like in the show, he would have like leprosy or something like that. And, you know, he's got this liver pox. Maybe they just thought it was liver pox and it was actually the start of something worse. You know, who knows? But now Rhaenyra is the queen. Is there going to, are people going to rise up against her here? In a few days' time, my rattling High Septon, the High Septon will travel through Starfall. If you orchestrate an ambush and capture him, I will reward you generously. If you accept my offer, you'll get half the money now. No, we're not going to do this. This deal sounds far too dangerous. No, we're not going to accept. This is hilarious. Wow, what a crazy turn of events here. I'm just going to pause it here. What a crazy turn of events with now Rhaenyra is queen. She must have just become queen. Like all this stuff with Dorne. Dorne doesn't have their alliance. Oh man, Dorne doesn't have their alliance with the Iron Throne now. Now we can, I was worried about potentially acting against Qoren here because he had that huge alliance with the Iron Throne, but he doesn't have that alliance now. Huh. Very, very interesting. And we are going to win this war with the 3 daughters here, presumably in not too long of a time, I would imagine here. And so the question becomes, what do we do? What do we do after that? Oh, and yeah, and Daemon still has that alliance with Rhaenyra. Oh man, and I'm very tempted. I don't know if a Dance of Dragons is going to start, but I'm very tempted to potentially, kind of finagle one into happening, just because that's going to make things, really even more interesting here. But yeah, this whole situation is starting to get crazy, and the possibilities here are getting endless. So man, I think we're going to end the episode here because I want to hear your comments. I want to know what you guys think of all that's happened. I want to hear your theories. I want to hear your suggestions, and I want to know what you guys think. So leave your comments down below. Leave a like on this video. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so, because the channel is growing and I'd love to have more and more people watching and subscribing and joining our Discord. So if you haven't already, please go and do all of those things. Until the next episode, Wanderers, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.